क्योंकि मेरे पास जो अपनी लाइफ की सारी जो एक अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ जो मैं वेट कर रही थी जिस टाइम के लिए इतने पेशेंस के साथ, वो सब एक साथ आ रही थी। पर वो एक्सक्यूज़ नहीं बन सकता कि मैं अपने कैरेक्टर को 100% ना दूँ। आई ट्राइड आस्किंग दिस क्वेश्चन टू माई सेल्फ, आई हैड नो आंसर। माई माइंड इज, आई एम ब्लैंक इन दैट स्पेस बिकॉज आई डोंट हैव anything in my mind that मुझे यही करना है.
You played a teacher in A Thursday, a cop
Yes,
over here, and
yes.
then in the next one, oh my God, you are playing a lawyer.
Yes, covered all. I'm like Govinda from Raja Babu. I have one picture in on every profession. Thank God Aditya didn't see that before, and I know that I'm an actor. I had loved the first part. I think we all had.
Yeah.
And बहुत interesting लगा.
Hi guys, this is Himesh and welcome to Pinkvilla. Today we have with us Yami Gautam, who is all gearing up for the release of Dasvi. Welcome to Pinkvilla, Yami. It's lovely having you here.
Thank you. Same here.
And congratulations on the success of Thursday and the wonderful trailer of Dasvi.
Feels so good to hear this. Thank you so much.
You know, my first question to you is, you play a cop in over here. How was it to play a cop for the, I think it's the first time that you are playing a proper cop?
Every role that you play comes with a lot of responsibility, and especially when you know you're so pivotal to the story and you want to make a difference to everything that you know you do. और आप चाहते हैं कि especially जब आप ऐसा कोई profession play कर रहे हो जो you know आम जिंदगी में आप देखते हैं उन्हें, और you know people, you look up to them, you grown up feeling inspired from them. वहाँ तो आप गलत हो ही नहीं सकते. बी इट आपके यूनिफॉर्म से लेकर आपके मैनरिज्म्स, आपकी लैंग्वेज, आपका बात करने का तरीका. बट हमने अब तक एक सर्टन एक जो धारणा होती है कि जो पुलिस ऑफिसर्स होते हैं, कॉप्स होते हैं, वो एक सर्टन तरीके से ही बात करते हैं. वो ऐसा नहीं होता है. वो जब उनको काम, जब यू नो अलग जैसे हमारी लाइफ में अलग अलग टाइम पे हम अलग अलग रोल्स प्ले कर रहे हैं, सिमिलरली जब वो फील्ड पे होते हैं तो वो अलग होते हैं, जब घर पर होते हैं तो अलग होते हैं, या कभी काम पर भी होते हैं. ज़रूरी नहीं है इट्स ऑलवेज दे हैव टू टॉक ओनली इन दैट सर्टेन यू नो टोन. तो वो उन चीज़ों को मुझे लगा कि ज़रूर इनकॉर्पोरेट करना चाहिए. और बहुत मेहनत भी थी, पर मेहनत जब अच्छी जगह आप लगाते हैं, अच्छे किरदारों में लगाते हैं, अच्छे डायरेक्टर्स के साथ काम करते हैं, तो फिर सब वर्थ इट लगता है.
But you know, I believe you shot for this film, and right after this film you jumped into A Thursday. I think one day later.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
How is it?
Yeah, this was that film.
Yeah. So how is it for you to jump from one place to another, wherein the characters are actually so different? In one, you are playing a cop, and in another, you are taking on the cops.
Yes, that's. Oh yes.
Yeah.
I still feel I'm jumping from some place to another. My mind is still jumping, I think. Yeah, actually it was just this time of the year, last year, when I was shooting for Dasvi in Agra, inside the jail, and then came back, quickly went to, you know, Thursday का set. तो क्योंकि मेरे पास जो अपनी लाइफ की सारी जो एक अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ जो मैं वेट कर रही थी जिस टाइम के लिए इतने पेशेंस के साथ, वो सब एक साथ आ रही थी. पर वो एक्सक्यूज़ नहीं बन सकता कि मैं अपने कैरेक्टर को 100% ना दूँ, या आप जब वो कैरेक्टर देखें तो आपको ना लगे कि यार तो सेम है, ऐसा क्या किया है, यू नो. हाँ, मतलब कुछ लोगों को तो कुछ भी अच्छा नहीं लगता, वो अलग बात है, बट मैं आम जनता की बात कर रही हूँ. यू शुड फील कि अगर आपको वो अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली है तो आपने फिर वो पूरा एफर्ट, जो मेरा काम है, मेरा प्रोफेशन है, कि जो भी मैं रोल करूँ आप कन्विंस्ड हों कि हाँ वो पार्ट हैं. तो मेहनत लगती है. और मुझे याद है मैं थर्सडे और दसवीं के लिए एक साथ प्रिपेयर कर रही थी, सुबह ये फिल्म, और जबकि थोड़ा मुश्किल है ये करना, और मैं आई एम श्योर कोई भी ये एक्टर इस बात से सहमत होगा दैट एक बारी में आप एक ही रोल करना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि आप उसी बारे में सोचते हैं, यू नो फोकस करते हैं. बट क्योंकि बिकॉज ऑफ लॉकडाउन एंड एवरीथिंग वो विंडो बहुत कम थी, तो मेरे पास कोई ऑप्शन नहीं था. तो बट थर्सडे, यस, फॉर थैंक यू फॉर ऑल द लव, थैंक यू फॉर ऑल द सपोर्ट. और अब बारी अब दसवीं की है, तो आई होप कि जो भी मेहनत की है वो सब बाहर आ रही है, तो अच्छा लग रहा है, तो makes it worth.
But you know, a lot of people are now saying that, you know, it was refreshing to see you in a very serious space, be it in A Thursday or now even in the trailer of Dasvi. There are serious undertones to your character. It's now that people are appreciating, but I believe even when I saw you in Kabul, there was that element that, you know, you had that sense of seriousness in that character which you got into perfectly. So if we have to speak about 3 of your most challenging roles, which would they be? What would they be?
Definitely a Thursday.
Okay.
I can't pick up really 3 only. Because Thursday definitely I would pick up Bala.
Okay.
Totally opposite from
Yeah.
अगर आप कह रहे हैं कि you know I'm good at intense roles, but that was a totally different role.
Yeah.
Very जिसको बोलते हैं बिल्कुल एक कॉमेडी स्पेस पर स्लैपस्टिक नहीं, एक रियलिस्टिक स्पेस में कॉमेडी. शी वॉज ड्रामा, शी वॉज लाउड, वो वीडियोस टिकटॉक्स वो सब कोई, पर आई लव द फैक्ट कि उस किरदार में कोई इनहिबिशन नहीं था. शी वॉज वेरी कंफर्टेबल, वॉज अनअपोलोजेटिक अबाउट हु शी वॉज. थर्सडे ऑब्वियसली क्योंकि एक ऐसी कहानी है, एक ऐसी लड़की की कहानी है जो जिसके साथ कुछ ऐसा हुआ एक बहुत वल्नरेबल एज पे जो नहीं होना चाहिए था किसी भी के साथ किसी भी एज पे. एंड शी फेल्ट रॉन्ग, एंड व्हेन लाइफ केम बैक एंड मेड हर स्टैंड एट द सेम पॉइंट which she thought it's gone, you know, she's long past that, but it never comes back because it never leaves you. So she decides to do something which that's what the story is, but जो उसका heart था कहानी का, जो आखिर के 15 मिनट थे, which is where the heart and the soul lied of the film. And so that was very intense because at that time I thought I'm connecting and I'm representing women, girls, parents, mothers, and everybody out there who's concerned for their child. And then, should I say Vicky Donor? Or should I say Uri? क्योंकि पहली फिल्म थी ना?
Yes.
तो कितनी
first are always special.
तो first is always special. First is always, although I get nervous before any film that I start, but you know, it'll always be कि उस time I was what? I was 22. This is almost 10 years back. मुझे एक बहुत एक substantial role मिला to make a debut with. एक काफ़ी एक matured performance थी, काफ़ी balanced performance करने को you know का मौका मिला. That, but I'll add Uri also. I'll add Uri because for the first time a director trusted that, you know, मुझे Uri से पहले of course काबिल भी थी, विकी डोनर थी, but मुझे फिर भी उस तरह के roles नहीं मिल पा रहे थे for some reason जो मैं करना चाहती थी, या मुझे लगता था कि जो मेरा जो potential as an actor somewhere it puts out that it wasn't. But for the first time someone trusted, चाहे एक जितना भी वो role था, but for me it was enough that yes, I can make an impact, and she has a voice of her own, she has a standing of her own, जिस तरीके का वो किरदार है. So someone thought of me differently and not in that sense कि this is make her, you know, damsel in distress and you know all those things. So that's why.
Abhishek Bachchan, you know, there is such interesting dynamic that the two of you have in the trailer. How was it to, you know, actually you are the one who is, you know, the tough one who is trying to, you know, put sense in him, if we look at it in one way. How was it to have this sort of dynamic on screen with someone like him?
That is what it comes across in the trailer. When we will watch the film again, it's much more than that, because it's Jyoti is someone who would believe in reforming, believe that as much as a person can be reformed, it's better. Everybody should be given another chance. But with him, it's going to be interesting to see the dynamics, because he is a minister. He has seen so much of power, and now suddenly जो पहली line भी है trailer की you know झुक के नहीं जाएगा, बड़ा गेट खुला. तो imagine that kind of person coming in my jail, and he must be expecting, you know, some loads of ऐशो आराम और वो सब चीज़ें. हाँ तो क्या हुआ, जेल में still be, you know, but it is not possible, because with the kind of person she is, under her nose, under her watch, is never going to happen. So how do they both, you know, kind of balance it out, and what is it, and what happens that he decides to do Dasvi, and how will he do it? A man like him from the jail, he can't step out, he can't go out, he can't be there, you know, be there.
And Yami, you know, you said that you know, before Uri, not enough characters were coming your way in terms of the kind of roles that you wanted to do. So now with so much success coming your way, what are the kind of characters that you want to do, and what are the kind of films that you want to associate yourself with?
I tried asking this question to myself. I had no answer. I'm blank in that space because I don't have anything in my mind that मुझे ये ही करना है या मुझे ये समझ में आएगा कि मुझे ये नहीं करना है.
Okay.
Yeah, if I read a script, no, not this. I need something more. I need something more substantial, with something which is more convincing and inspiring for me to read as an actor and as an audience. क्योंकि अब audience ने इतना कुछ देख लिया है, इतना कुछ हो रहा है, पूरा आपके global content आपके हाथ में है. आपको बहुत हमें stretch करना पड़ेगा, and you really have to think out of the box to have yourself stand out.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for such challenges. I'm looking for such scripts in every genre. मुझे comedy फिर से करनी है, मुझे thriller फिर से करना है, मुझे. But if you ask me in the heart of my heart, I love costume dramas. I love fantasy world. So that also I'd love to do. Zombie is the only world that I don't connect with.
Okay.
I know it's a huge success, but personally, that's the only space
that
which
you don't.
Yeah, because I don't watch it. Rest I watch everything.
Okay. You played a teacher in A Thursday, a cop
Yes.
over here, and then in the next one, oh my God, you are playing a lawyer.
Yes, covered all. I'm like Govinda from Raja Babu. I have one picture in on every profession. Thank God Aditya didn't see that before, and I know that I'm an actor.
So my question is, how is it to jump from professions, like one profession to another? Is like, what are your approaches to such characters when you're playing a character which is something in the real life, like there's a profession that you're playing on screen?
First, to get the basics right, हर profession जैसे आपने कहा, अगर आप कॉप होंगे तो आपकी यूनिफॉर्म करेक्ट होनी चाहिए, आपके कुछ जो मैनरिज्म्स हैं वो करेक्ट होने चाहिए. अगर आप कल को मुझे कोई ऐसा रोल मिले जिसमें मैं आर्मी में हूँ, अगर वो उस तरह की रियलिस्टिक फिल्म है या आप जितना क्लोज हो सकता है आप दिखाना चाहते हैं, मेक श्योर दैट यू फॉलो all the protocols. मतलब if you're an army person and if you're at a senior rank, no one can just do this to you mazak mein bhi.
Yeah.
It's wrong. No one can do that.
Yeah.
Even if you might be friends off the field, but in terms of you don't do that.
And the respect.
Stature, out of respect, you don't do that. So make sure I'll try and to be as much authentic as possible in my approach, or be a lawyer, in terms of to get the basics right. And then, just as in real life, there could be thousands of lawyers, thousands of teachers, thousands of cops. But they're all different, yet from one another, depending on the situation, depending on the kind of person that they are. The same way I approach the character. कि ठीक है lawyer, but ये कहानी ही है. And as I said, like some of the most senior officers or officials, if you meet them in real life, you won't even get to know that how senior they are. They'll be the most simplest, humble, down-to-earth people with a smile and doing the most deadliest things on field and doing their job. It's hard to connect both the people.
Switching off and switching on. There's Oh My God 2, even that is set against the backdrop of education system. How excited are you for that film?
Education system का एक peculiar aspect. Of course, we should talk about when we get that. Very excited. I had loved the first part. I think we all had.
Yeah.
And बहुत interesting लगा कि that they picked up a topic and they kind of made it coexist with our faith, especially in our country where we all have different backgrounds, we all come from different cultures, we all have a different set of beliefs. So, but how do you implement then something which you feel is a necessity and everybody's convinced about and everybody's on the same page? So it's not easy, but that's the film. It's quite going to be, I think, interesting when you watch it.
And what next for you apart from these two projects happening?
I have Lost. I have that's been directed by Anirudh Roy Chaudhary. I play a journalist in that.
Oh, one more one.
I play a crime beat journalist, and it's an investigative drama with an undertone of emotional thriller, and it also talks subtly somewhere about the media integrity in today's time. Again, that's also a thriller, but in a totally different space. And then there's another one which I shot, which you'll hear about it soon, very soon. I've already finished shooting for it. and that's the journey of a girl. You'll probably think that yeah, she's just any other girl who's walking down the street, and so does she feel about herself. But you know, sometimes it happens. The most unexpected things happen from the least expected people in our life, you know, and so that's also a thriller, but a different kind of thriller. So, and then next I'm shooting on a film called Dhoom Dham, and that's a romantic comedy.
Thank you so much. It was lovely talking to you.
Same
I wish
here.
you all the best for Dasvi.
Thank you. Yes, I
all
hope
the
I
other
can.
films that you have in
Thank
the
you.
pipeline.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hi guys, I'm Yami Gautam, and if you like this video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Please do.